friends, welcome back to the channel. This is NX Joy and I'll be your humble reader today. Today we're diving into the topic of Saturn in Pisces, and I basically have this is the basic message of it. We are all sacred dreamers dreaming the world into being. That is basically the energies of this reading today. Yeah, so I did a bit of research before doing this spread, and this is what Saturn in Pisces has for us today. But before I get into it, I want to say thank you so much again, Juliet 1111. You are just a superstar, and you really give me such a heartwarming, lovely message, and I am so grateful for you. I'm also very grateful for all the returning viewers and new viewers who come to this channel. Thank you for being here. Anyone who likes this channel or comments on it as well, thank you so much. It really warms my heart and makes me feel really, really amazing knowing that I can do this for you. Yeah, okay, so since all the thank yous are said, I wanted to just give you a brief summary of what Saturn in Pisces is. So if you follow astrology, you might have been hearing about Saturn in Pisces a lot from a lot of different channels. So Saturn in Pisces starts March 7th, 2023 and ends May 24th, 2025. This is a timeless reading, so this can come whenever you see this, but this is basically the time and the energy that we're focusing on right now. So, what is Saturn in Pisces? Saturn is the planet of structure and responsibility. Pisces is the sign of spirituality and imagination. This Saturn will help bring our most heartfelt desires into reality. This is a time to look inward and connect with our daydreams. Saturn will help by giving structure to plan out how to make that happen. Cultivating ways to ground yourself and calm the inner world will help navigate feelings of restlessness, escapism, anxiety, or insomnia. Right now, we're learning to allow ourselves to put our ego aside in order to get things done. So, the questions I'll be asking today is basically an energy check-in, being like, oh, where are we at now? And then I'm also going to be asking what is our most heartfelt desire and how to achieve that desire and what are the practical steps to achieving that. So I have 4 piles today. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and this is pile 4. Timestamps are down below, and as always, I will see you in your pile. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the first card, obviously, this is your reading. So today we're gonna first check in with your energy with this card. And as the reading moves forward, we're going to look at the question, what is your most heartfelt desire, as well as how can you achieve that, or what are the practical steps that you can take in order to achieve that. Okay. Watchers. Transpersonal. So this is your energy check-in. Card 60. 60 numerologically, 6 is very much about balance, harmony, service. It's generally a very good number to have. It's really harmonious. And 0 is basically new beginnings. So it might have to do with that. Watchers. Serendipity, the observer/witness, transpersonal. When watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon and away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and the actions of others. Let it be for a short while as you become the observer rather than the doer. The watcher invites you to break free from the linear casual pace of the day to day, rise to the divine coincidences, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious ways, requiring only a sacred witness. So right now, tuning into your energies and reading that part, it's very much an observational, receptive, harmonious energy. It's being able to take a step back and stop. And just literally just stop. So if that sounds like you, if you are in a place where you're doing a lot and you're trying to prove yourself and you're trying to, you're kind of like really focused on what's in front of you, and that's not a bad thing. That's a total normal thing. It's just more of the fact that sometimes there's a chance where we can step back and we can just rest for a bit because we've been doing the work, and if we're doing more work, it's only going to tire us out and it's not going to really produce anything that's helpful or necessary for our way of life. And rest is a very important part of living, because without rest we literally couldn't be doing anything. It's integral. So it's okay to just slow down, and it's okay to not have a lot of worries and anxieties over what's happening around you and feeling the need that you have to kind of control the scenario. It's okay to like take a step back and just like see how things happen without you having to prove yourself or shine a light on everything, you know? Like sometimes it's great to have your opinions, and it's great to be so knowledgeable in certain areas, but it's kind of like the saying, you can't teach a blind man how to see, right? Like sometimes what you're saying might be falling on deaf ears, and it's just causing you a lot more energetic drainage than you need right now. So if that sounds like you, if you're feeling energetically drained, if you're feeling like you're really hyper fixated on things, if you're feeling like you need to take a step back and see the bigger picture, if the day-to-day life is like too much and everything's feeling like a lot to handle or overwhelming, this is your pile. Yeah, taking a step back to just drink some tea is also really nice. If you have your favorite cup of tea, please enjoy. Yeah, so we're just gonna move on and go into the next question of what is your most heartfelt desire. Oh, okay. Just gonna clear the deck. So, Divine Source, please tap me into Pile 1's most heartfelt desire. What is Pile 1's most heartfelt desire? Oh. Okay. Okay, so you have insects as well as shopping. Okay. So, as of right now, your innermost desire must be having to come into your own identity. Yeah, okay, so you might be feeling distracted, or you might be having a hard time dealing with the situations at hand in your life emotionally, and you may be rationally trying to make sense of what's going on in your life, where your heart most desire really wants you to take a step back inwards and to really connect with yourself, and not just your mind but with your heart, and connect back to your heart by asking yourself the big questions of who am I, and how do I want to be, or how do I want to identify, because you might be wanting to belong to a group that might not represent your true desires, and that's totally like normal, by the way. It's very normal to want to have a sense of belonging. It's something that really helps us feel secure and safe, and it really helps us understand who we are in a place of life. But as of right now, it seems that you're going through a rational route of being like, oh, like, I need to belong in this group because that's what's gonna give me like the most satisfaction, when in reality it might not. So for example, like, I'm getting really called to say like how Bretman Rock kind of disengaged with the beauty community, and now they're like not really a part of that group. They don't really identify with that group anymore, and that's kind of how this feels. It feels like there's something really negative in your life. There are some like snakes around you, some reptiles, some insects, some devious people, or devious or distracting kind of groups you may be around, and what your heart most desire is trying to shop for a new identity. It's trying to pick out something that's more in line and more attuned to who you are as a person. And you might have to go about it in a more feelings-based way. So if something doesn't feel right to you, then that's your sign to be like, that's not for you. And don't try to rationalize it. Don't try to like be like, oh, but like I've been a part of this for 10 years, so I need to stay. Like, don't try to justify it. There's this thing called the sunken cost fallacy. So humans feel the need to stay in something that they know is not good for them way longer than they should, because they invested so much time and so much energy into it. But right now, there's a need for you to come back home, to come back to your sense of self and not be so wrapped up in others around you and the groups that you belong to and how you're being perceived. You're going to feel so much more emotionally satisfied by getting to know yourself and getting to really understand who you are. And that makes a lot of sense with the Watcher's transpersonal card that we drew before. It's like you need to take a step back and kind of protect your energy right now. There might be just a lot of naysayers. There might be just a lot of jealous people, or people that just kind of like don't resonate on your frequency. Like people who just do things that are not something that that's something that you really approve of. And other than like telling them that, it's best to just kind of distance yourself right now. And it's not to say that you're not going to be a part of this group like ever, like this you can just cut it off. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, just it might be a good time to take a step back and focus on your needs more than the needs of the group. Okay. We're going to look at how you can achieve this. So Divine Source, please let us know how Pile 1 can achieve this. How can Pile 1... Oh, laughter. Interesting. Yeah, laughter, affirmation. Sorry, I have like an eczema thing here, so please please ignore that. Sorry. Anyways, laughter. Laughter raises my vibration. Practical step. I look for opportunities to laugh. The physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies are greatly affected by laughter. Laughter relieves stress, releases emotions, strengthens the immune system, exercises the body, creates social bonding, and raises our vibration. Life wasn't meant to be so serious. Find opportunities to laugh. Get together with friends and watch a comedy. Laugh at life's mishaps or watch clowns at the circus. There's even laughter clubs and therapists. Try laughing for the sake of laughing. Find your laughing opportunities. So, how you can achieve your new identity or tapping into who you are more is by laughter. And having, I guess that will kind of help you suss out who's meant to be in your life and who's not meant to be in your life. Like the people who laugh with you and have the same kind of like humor as you may be the people that are meant to be in your life, whereas the people who like laugh at you are probably people that you shouldn't keep around in your life. And like there's definitely a healthy form of being humble and like taking jokes that are about yourself, you know, like there's like the Buddhist laugh, right, where you can have a good time by poking fun at yourself, which is totally normal. But I think if it goes to excess and if it goes to a point where you kind of feel sour about it, then you kind of know. Like if someone's like constantly putting you down for the sake of laughs, like that's not like who you should be hanging out with, you know? Like it's a good like reciprocal nature where it should be like, oh, like they can make fun of themselves and they can make fun of the world, and maybe sometimes they'll poke fun at you whenever you need it, you know? That's a healthy way of laughing at yourself. But you know, when they're constantly trying to put you down but like making it as a joke, that's not okay, you know? If they're constantly like trying to be like, oh no, I was just like joking around, but it actually hurts your feelings, then that's someone that's probably shouldn't be someone you hang out with so much, you know? People who like have the same humor as you, people who like to watch the same comedy shows as you, are people like you should keep around. Those are the people that you can kind of suss out and be like, ah, okay, so this is my tribe. Because as much as understanding who you are is what your heartfelt desire is, it's really being authentic to you, and it's really about finding people who can match that. So I don't want to go hyper individualistic and say it's like just you having to find yourself. No, it's like you can have people along the way. You don't have to just like cut everybody out from your life. It's just kind of discerning who's meant to be in your life. And that's why we have the Watchers Transpersonal, because it's like, oh, we're really discerning and we're taking a step back to see who's really there for you and who's really like a true friend, and like where you can fit in and where you can belong more. And feel a lot more secure in that sense of belonging. Okay, we're gonna get 2 more cards for you. So Divine Source, what are the practical steps that pile 1 can do to help them achieve the goal of authenticity? What are some practical steps that pile 1 can do to achieve the goal of authenticity? What are some practical steps a pile 1 can do to achieve the goal of authenticity? That's sweet. I can just get 1 more card. I'd really appreciate that. Just 1 more practical step that pile 1 can do to achieve the goal of authenticity. Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. We're just gonna cut it in. Nice. Okay. Oh, interesting. So you have soak in a bath, as well as connect with our ancestors. So 2 practical steps that you can do right now in terms of kind of connecting with your authenticity and being able to like reflect and recharge is to soak in a bath and have your favorite bath bomb, if you're allowed to, if you have the means to soak in a bath. If not, you can always also take a spiritual shower where you can like put on your favorite music and really just vibe out in the shower. It will work the same. And doing this will help you kind of just relieve the tension you might be feeling and release all the negativity that you might have been going through. I just saw 2121, so it feels like it'll help balance you out to be more introspective on who you are, as well as it'll just help you connect back with who you are regardless of your surroundings and the communities you belong to and the friends you might have. Yeah. It'll help ground you for sure. It'll help give you a sense of direction too when it comes to like knowing yourself. Yeah. Okay, and you also have connect with your ancestors, which is really fun because we're like, there's like 4,000 people behind us that needed to be here in order for us to like be alive today, and it's kind of crazy. So connecting back to your ancestors, your roots, things that really make you feel yourself again, kind of give you life, that ground you and give you life, is going to be really important. And having that ancestral connection will really give you a sense of peace, as well as a sense of direction, because you'll be able to really tap into your emotions and what you want as a person, and recognize that you're not alone, and that like you're never alone, even when you think you're alone. Like you have a whole spiritual team, you have a whole ancestral realm to go into and talk to when you feel like you can't talk to your community or your friend group or your loved ones or anything like that. Like they will send you messages through shows, through TikToks, through videos, through memes, through like posts. They will send you it at the right time. Like I know the algorithm does that for sure. The algorithm does do that, but like no, like it's also a feeling of like, oh, like serendipity, that your ancestors are there also looking out for your best interest and making sure that you are where you need to be and are aligned with the right people, because they really care about you, they really love you, and they really want to support you into being your authentic self and your true self, and someone that you don't have to hide any parts of yourself, and someone that you can receive unconditional love without feeling judgment and having to prove themselves, because you deserve that. You deserve to have a space where you don't have to always prove yourself to be worthy, because you are already worthy. You are someone who is already enough, and you are someone who deserves and can have time to take a step back for themselves and have a break and have time to just kind of look over who they are as a person. Like if anyone's shaming you or judging you for taking time for yourself, then honestly, like, it's okay to distance yourself from them for a while. If they're your real friends, if they're your real community, they'll understand, you know? Ooh. So yeah, so what your Saturn Pisces message right now is to really take stock of what communities and what friends you have around you, and really discern whether or not they should be in your life. And how you do that is by getting to know yourself more and getting to know what makes you laugh more and who's there to help you laugh and enjoy good times with you, and who's a positive influence on your life. Yeah. And other ways you can do that by yourself, because again, you're not truly alone, is by retreating and taking baths, as well as connecting to your ancestors. Because yeah, the message of you are not alone is really prevalent in this one. Yeah. Okay. So it's been a really great time. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, or evening. And I'm sending you so much love and kisses and whatnot. Oh, also, if you liked the video, please give it a like. If it resonated, please comment down below or subscribe. It would really help the channel. Yeah. Much love. Take care. Hi, pile 2. If you've chosen this timestamp, I guess, then this is your pile. Okay. Let's tune into your energies first with this card, and then after we're going to go through the questions. What is your most heartfelt desire, as well as how you can attain that, and what are the practical steps you can do to achieve that? So, okay. You have deep diver, diving into a task. Number 10. So 10 numerologically is the sign of both endings and beginnings. It's a very transitional sign where it's since it carries the numbers 1 and 0, it's like you're beginning something with the 0 like being like nothingness, like ending, clean slate, and with 1 being like stepping into something new beginnings. So interesting. Deep diver, diving into a task. Deep diver, embracing risk, diving into a task, new discoveries. It's easy to play in the shallows where the waters are clear and you can see all the glitters about your feet. Anyone can venture here. There's little risk, nothing to discover, no dark secret, nothing that you can't already perceive. The treasure has long been picked away, replaced by a gentle certainty. In the shallow river is safety and no surprises. But that's not what's calling you now. The deep diver invites you to take the plunge with him. You can't see the bottom, but you must swim into the dark depths to find the mysteries that eludes you now. He knows where the pearls lie underneath the ancient sands. You are called to look beyond the surface of things for your answer. Let your intuition propel you into the water, allowing your memories to swirl around you and your emotions to well up as you face the unknown. Your curiosity will be your greatest guide. You'll surely discover something wondrous to bring back to everyone who is waiting by the shore. Only you will truly know the value of your discovery. Are you willing to do the work? Dive in and make the commitment to see it through, and you'll be amazed. Yeah. That's such Saturnian energy. So right now, you might be feeling a little bit bored or restless, or feeling like you need to take the plunge. You need to go a bit deeper. You need to kind of understand things a bit more. Like, for example, if you have a love for something, then researching more about it. Like, for example, right now in my life, I'm really getting into reading and tarot and really making it something serious and something that is my work, and not just a hobby, but like my legitimate work. And with that comes me having to really assess where I'm at and understand the traditional ways of what the tarot is, as well as understand like what all the cards mean and memorizing all of them, as well as going through the history and the symbology and the practical uses. And yeah, so like that's what you're being called to do right now. If you have something you're super passionate about, like, it doesn't have to be tarot. It could be like beauty, it can be like fashion, it could be like animals or finances. Like, if you have something that you really want to get into, what your energy is right now is being able to like understand and recognize that you're kind of bored with your life and you kind of want something to really be passionate about, and you really want something to dive into and do the work for. And you know, like, there's this like video I saw the other day where it's like, oh, I didn't understand those actors who were just so committed to their work that they would show up even if they had a cold, show up and rehearse even if they like were going through the worst things, you know, like. And then she was like, oh, but like I wouldn't understand why they would spend their last like $50 on acting classes or supplies or costumes or stuff like that. But then she realized, oh, like I finally found my passion, where that's all I want to do with my life, is that I'm coming into work even if I have a cold. I'm coming into work because I love doing it, and I'm spending my last $25-50 on supplies because that's what I need in order to fulfill this job. You know, like that's where you're at right now. You're just kind of like, you have a vague idea of what you really enjoy, but there's something that's really gnawing at you to go deeper, and something that's like really calling you to pursue your passion project. And that's so beautiful. That's so wonderful. Okay. So if that sounds like you, then we can commence with the rest of the reading. Let's look at ways let's look at what your heart most desire is, which is kind of weird because like it kind of is the same as the energy check-in. Also, don't mind my mark. I have eczema, and yeah, so I'll try to hide that as best as I can, but it is what it is. Okay, so for pile 2, what is pile 2's most heartfelt desire? What is pile 2's most heartfelt desire? Divine Source, please tap us into pile 2 and their most heartfelt desire. Interesting. Got that again. Okay. So you have insects as well as murder, which is interesting. So we're gonna look at that a bit deeper. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting with these 2 cards is that, like, you want to express something that's a part of yourself and that you're super passionate about, but there might be other people or your environment or your surroundings that may feel like you can't do that. You might have, like, loved ones that might think it's silly or weird that you really love doing that, or people who are again judging you for spending your last like $50 on the thing that you love. You know, like you might feel the societal pressure as well as the social pressure from your community, your loved ones, that you can't pursue the things that you want to pursue. Like, and your heart really, really wants you to pursue those things. It wants you to dive deep regardless of who's around you. And it's really calling you to not care about the opinions about other people and what they might think of you. There's a lot of change that can happen as long as you kind of negate and learn how to depersonalize their opinions of you. Like, I had a really hard time doing this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's taken me a couple years to even like post videos on tarot and channel messages and oracle cards, which are things that I love to do because they're things that help me realize myself a lot more without having to intellectualize it. It's like a nice bridge for me to understand how I'm feeling and my true heart's desires through this. And I had a really, really hard time doing that because of the people around me and their opinions of what I loved, you know? And like I had people around me that didn't support me and who thought it was silly and who thought like that like I should just be getting a real job and I should like a real job, quote unquote. And like they devalued my work and they devalued like who I was as a person, and it made me so stressed and it made me so anxious and it made me feel like I was less than a person because of it. But I'm here to remind you that like you're not less of a person because of what you love. You are you because of what you love. And those naysayers, those people who inflict judgment upon you are just mad that they haven't found something that they love as much, for real. Like they're just mad that they're not as passionate about something, about life, the way you are, because that's such a gift. That's such a rarity to be able to understand and know yourself to the point where you give your all to that thing and you have such a love and a deep connection to something. That's what a lot of people want in life, and that's what you have. So fuck the naysayers. Honestly, like don't mind those who are trying to imprint their opinion on you because of their own failures in their own life and their own lack of passion. Like don't let it get to you, because you are someone who knows yourself. You are someone who knows what you love and the activities that you love doing, and it's time for you to really embrace that part of yourself, and it's time for you to accept that part of yourself regardless of what people think of you. You know, don't let them dictate how to live your life, because I think you're such a wonderful and special human being to be able to even know that about yourself. So yeah. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Divine Source is rooting for you. All right, so we're gonna look at the practical ways in which you can achieve this. How can pile 2 dive deep into their passions? How can they achieve their passion goals? Oh, okay, fun. I let go and forgive. Oh, that is actually such a wonderful message to come out. Okay, I write a letter of forgiveness. We have all experienced situations where we have been hurt by others. By holding on to the anger, pain, and hatred, we are preventing ourselves from being our best person and living our best life. Let go of your pride, your attachment to the negative, and forgive. Write a letter detailing your grievances and expressing your emotions. Recognize that the offender's behaviors had nothing to do with you. You understand that this is their issue, not yours. Burn the letter as you let go. Repeat the process as necessary to continue to forgive. This is a perfect card to come out. And I love Divine Source when like it comes out this way, because I was watching a video the other day where it was like, oh yeah, like legitimately writing letters and journaling helps emotionally process a lot of the things that we're holding on to. Like that's a legitimate therapeutic practice that is clinically shown to time and time again, like heal our emotions, because we're able to recognize not only our perspective, but the perspective of the person who hurt us, and let that go and really forgive them, and realize that like hurt people hurt others, and their lack of passion for life has nothing to do with you. They just wanted to see you suffer because they were suffering, and that's not fair, you know? That's totally not fair. But like, one thing that you can do for yourself is to let that go and let those opinions of you go and let those judgments of you go, because by doing that, you'll be able to dive deep and go into your passions so much deeper without feeling guilt, without feeling restraints, without feeling like you're not good enough. You will feel so much better by forgiving the people who have hurt you and letting that go. And I know that's not easy. Like, I fully understand where you're coming from and how that's really hard to like just forgive someone like that. So take as much time as you need, but when you're ready, take a pen or a pencil, or even, and physically write it down on a piece of paper, the ways in which you can forgive others who have hurt you, and then burn it. Because that's just for you. It's for no one else but for your own sanity and for your own security and safety, and above all, your own peace of mind. So that is a practical step that you can do in order for you to tap into your passions a lot more. Okay, we're gonna get two more cards in terms of how you can achieve your goals. How can pile 2 achieve their goals when it comes to their passions? Divine Source, please connect us to pile 2 and how they can achieve their goals when it comes to their passions. How can pile 2... Oh, okay. We're gonna get one more. Just one more card. Divine Source, please let us know what pile 2 can do, what self-care rituals they can do in order to achieve their goals. Just one, if that's okay. One last shuffle before I cut the deck. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I just felt like I needed to get one more for you. Okay. I know I said just one more card, but then here I am taking another card. Anyways. Okay, well, just to balance it out, we're just going to take one last card. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you have spend time with friends. You have be still. You have pleasure, as well as beauty ritual. Okay. So some practical steps that you can do right now when it comes to self-care rituals to achieve your goal of diving deeper into your passion is spending time with friends who also have the same kind of passions as you, so you don't feel alone. So like people who, like, let's say you are someone really into finances, spending time with other people who know their way around the stock market, know their way around building financial stability, like things like that. Say you're someone who loves spirituality, spending time with friends who understand the language and understand where you're coming from when it comes to spirituality is going to really help you. Like, just spending time with people who resonate on the same level as your passions, who have the same passions in life as well, will help you feel a lot more secure in yourself. when it comes to you achieving your goals, and having those people to really like lean on during times where you need support is going to be really important. You have also be still. So whether that's through meditation, through yoga, through breath work, walking, these are the ways in which you can be still. Like being a dead man's pose is going to be so wonderful for you. Just having time to just like breathe and let go of all the weight you may have been carrying when it comes to these people. And just kind of clearing your minds and having space and time for you to emotionally process everything and connect back to yourself is going to be wonderful. You also have beauty ritual, which is great. I've seen like wonderful YouTubers who like process themselves and process their emotions through their beauty rituals, and they all claim that it is such a point of time for them where they have this time for themselves to really just be with themselves and really take care of themselves. Yeah, so painting your nails, maybe doing henna, or your makeup, or your like a skincare routine may be really helpful. And the last one, you have pleasure. And you can kind of tell by this card what that means. So I don't want to get too into it, but like just remembering to like give yourself love and give yourself the attention and have your body needs taken care of the way that you need to be taken care of without any of the guilt, without any of the anxiety or shame that you might feel about it, because it is a part of human life to have this aspect a part of us, and making sure that your bodily needs are taken care of is important, and as well as there's the other message of just like allowing yourself to dive deep into your pleasures and to dive deep into your passions. Yeah, okay. So to wrap it up, during this Saturn in Pisces, your most heartfelt desire is to really let go of the naysayers and the people who only are negative about your passions in life, and really cultivate this new sense of identity for you, where you can let go and forgive all the hurt that they've done in order for you to dive deep and to really get into your passions. And ways you can do that are by being still, by spending time with people who have the same passions as you, by taking care of your beauty needs as well as your pleasure bodily needs. Okay. Amazing. So if you like this video, please give it a like. Please comment down below if it helped or resonated. And subscribe if you feel like it. Thank you so much for tuning in and letting me read for you. I am so supportive of you during your time in this journey. Imposter syndrome is a bitch, but we're gonna whip that into shape so that you don't have that anymore, and that you can really like dive deep and let go of the perceptions around what you love, because it's something you love and it's something that gives you life, and that is something so sacred and something so beautiful. So yeah. I hope you have a great day, night, or evening whenever you're watching this, and I hope I can see you in the next video. Yeah, take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3. If you chose the pile 3 timestamp, then this is your pile. So first we're gonna get into the energies of what you may be going through right now, and then we're gonna discuss what your heart truly desires the most, as well as how you can achieve your desires and practical ways where you can, again, achieve this goal. Okay. So your card is Feast of Plenty. Choices and their consequences. So, so number 20, and 20 is definitely something about choices and balance and dualities. And it's kind of, I'm getting the image of the Two of Pentacles, of having to like decide between like this or that, you know? And yeah, that's how we're starting off with your energies, but we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into what that means. Feast of Plenty, options, choices, and their consequences, life's blessings. A great feast is laid out before you and requires you to choose. Excuse me. What will satisfy your hunger? Something new and unconventional, with its potential for bitter or savory qualities, or something you already know you love. You are faced with a plethora of options right now, and while that may seem to be an extraordinary thing, too many choices can throw you off balance. You might be worried that once you commit, you won't be able to turn back or refuse to confront the consequences of that decision. The most important thing to realize is that the feast is offering you experience. No amount of overanalyzing or strategizing will help you make the right choice now. Don't debate the right or wrongness. Instead, just choose. In the choosing is the seed of experience, and that is what is necessary now. Sour, bitter, sweet, savory. What matters is relishing the experience until you digest all that your choice is offering you right now. Only one warning: avoid the same choice if it keeps you hungry. If something didn't feel good or does not bring you what it seemingly promised, do not choose that again. The experience will only repeat itself, and you will have more than a bad taste in your mouth. The feast is yours to enjoy. You can always go back for more when you're hungry again, for life's blessings are ever available to you and calling your name. Yeah, okay, so if you're faced with a decision right now, and you're having a difficult time choosing, I'm not trying to laugh at you. I'm trying to just laugh at how divine source is relaying the message. I totally, yeah, like I'm not laughing at you at all, because you know it's really hard making decisions because I am someone who is also very analytical and who likes to overanalyze a lot of what's happening in my life. So like I'm not trying to make like light of this. I'm totally here with you on it. But yeah, I'm just trying to tune into your energies, and like I'm just laughing that source divine is relaying the message this way. Yeah. Anyways, so obviously with the Two Swords here, it's very much of an overanalyzing kind of card, but it seems to me in this photo that there is one card that one of your decisions that you're pollinating more, because we have this bee here, and you're giving more attention and focus to, as well as there might be hidden kind of fruitfulness, hidden kind of rewards for you in the other choice. So yeah, and it's like the Oracle deck kind of explained, it's okay to have these decisions, and overanalyzing will not help right now. Like it's more about you choosing for the experience, you choosing to kind of understand yourself more and what you like and what you don't like. And you can always go back to what your decision is right now. So it's okay. Like, I know it's hard to stop worrying about it, especially when people are like, oh, just like stop worrying about it. And then you're like, wait, what? Like, how do I do that? Because yeah, like I've gotten that a lot too. And like, I've also gotten the advice of just like take it day by day. So with this decision, like, know that whatever you choose will be for your highest good. And whatever decision you make will ultimately give you a greater sense of self and a greater sense of knowledge of where to put your focus and your attention to. Okay, so if that sounds like you, if you're in a crossroads, if you're in a decision making right now, then this is your pile. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna, and it's funny because I didn't do the candles for the other decks, but for you I decided to like put the 2 candles out. So the symbology, I'm here for it. Okay, we're gonna look at what your heartfelt desires are. What is pile 3's heartfelt desires? Divine Source, please tune me in to pile 3's heartfelt desires, please. Okay. I'm just gonna lay that back there. If I could have pile 3's heartfelt desires revealed. Oh, that was fast. Interesting. Okay. I thought so. When I saw this card, I was like, kind of felt like it resonated, but like, interesting. I also think it's interesting that we have this card because, sorry, I'm hiding myself. Like, I have an eczema mark, so I'm trying to like not. Anyways, this card was also in pile 2, so this might just be a continuation of pile 2. And so if you felt called to more than one pile today, then that makes a lot of sense. Anyways, but again, take what resonates. So you have shopping, or was this pile 1? Oh, okay, I don't really remember. So like, you'll know if you chose the pile with this one. Like, you'll know. Anyways, you also have the card Demon Monster. So first off, let me just say demons are just spirits. You know, there are good and bad demons, just like there are good and bad angels. There's no one that's perfect. It's how you really like to take your spirituality. And like, again, demons and Lucifer and the devil are only there to show you things that are still in your control. Like Divine Source will never give you anything that you can't handle, you know, like, and again, I'm not trying to like romanticize or like try to justify any traumas that you've gone through. No, not that. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, like you went through that traumatic experience because Divine Source knew you could handle it. No, I'm not trying to say that. It's more of the fact that there are things within your soul and there are things within yourself that needed to be addressed, and that's why they were shown to you. Yeah. So, your heart desires right now, kind of interesting. Yeah, because this shopping card is also a card of choices and the possibilities that are offered to you. And then this demon or monster card are it's symbolic of repressed emotions. So Yeah. Yeah, okay, so your dreaming mind is encouraging you to come to terms with something that's inwardly plaguing or intimidating you. The problem may be an emotion such as anger, fear, or anxiety that has gone out of control and morphed into a malevolent force. Alternatively, it might be a situation that's gotten out of hand, or a person who refuses to listen to you, respect you, or take your feelings or wishes into account. Maybe they have taken advantage of you, possibly by exploiting your good nature. Since monsters are a fiction, the dream could also suggest that your unconscious mind, that you see your delusions for what they are and get real. Yeah, okay. So what I'm getting is that you need to really attend to your emotional needs right now. And what your heart truly desires right now is being able to connect back to your emotions and connect back to who you are, which is a very prominent theme in this whole, like, and all these readings today, is like being able to connect back to your identity and who you are, because there are repressed emotions that are really plaguing you and making it really hard for you to see clearly what you want and what your choices are. So your most heartfelt desire is to kind of make friends with your demons. And if you don't work with demons, please don't. Like, again, do your research and, like, you know, like, I know there are people out there that are really, really not into that, and I'm not trying to trigger you or not trying to, like, say you have to do this, no. But there's a sense of you having to connect with your third eye, to connect with what kind of gives you a sour taste in your mouth. So what I mean by that is, like, connect back to the repressed emotions that you might not have been really dealing with or handling. There's this movie called Luck. It's by Apple, which is interesting. And it's basically about this girl named Sam who like befriends this cat, and this cat gives her this special coin in order for her to change her luck. And she is someone who always felt like she always had bad luck, and, like, nothing ever went right for her, and, like, everything was just wrong, and, like, she could never catch a break, you know? But throughout the movie, she realizes that it's not about just having good luck, you know? Luck is neutral. Luck is something that's can swing either way, and it's how you look at the situation which really determines who you are. For example, there was a scene in the movie where there's basically a good luck universe and a bad luck universe, and, like, when Sam was going through the good luck universe, everything had to be perfect, everything had to be pristine, everything had to be orderly, bureaucratically in place. Like, everyone had to follow the rules, and you had to be perfect in order to receive good luck. And that was, like, really hard for a lot of the characters because they wanted to be so perfect and so good. So, like, any little hair that was out of place would just, like, send them into a spiral of like depression and madness and chaos. And what Sam had to do was retrieve something from the bad luck universe in order to balance it out. So, like, when Sam was in the bad luck universe, she realized that the people in the bad luck universe, like, even if bad things happen to them, like, they know how to deal with it. They don't just, like, spiral into chaos. They take whatever has happened to them and they make the best out of it. You know, there was a scene where, like, this pineapple guy was, like, he was, like, the bartender, and, like, there was something that broke in the it's not called a saloon, but that's the only word that's coming to mind, that broke in the bar. And other than getting upset over that thing breaking, that pineapple guy just was like, oh, okay, we'll just use something else to replace it, you know? We'll just have something else to, like, fix it, you know? And it's exactly how that is, you know? Like, I find sometimes in this spiritual community, we can get caught up in, oh, love and light, you know, like, love and light, like, let's just spread love and light. And we often forget, like, how to manage our emotions by not repressing them and not just being like, oh, we have to be perfect all the time. No, but a big part of spirituality is recognizing when we're going through shitty times, and other than just being like pushing it down and being like, no, it has to be perfect, recognizing those emotions for what it is and just letting them go through and being released and having different ways of looking at the situation so that you can cope and so that you can deal with it without it being chaotic. Yeah. Whoa. That was a lot. That was intense. But yeah, it's being able to kind of have a good perspective on the situation so that even during the shitty times in your life, you can look at it as a lesson and you can look at it as a way to learn from it and adapt, especially adapt to it without getting into a chaotic state. So I think that's what your heart really desires right now. It's not being perfect. Your heart wants to feel and wants to go through the shitty emotions. It wants it to be able to pass through you so that you can recognize it for what it is and that you can come out stronger, so that you can see that you have the ability to really, like that pineapple guy, you have the ability to see the lesson in what you've learned, and that the bad times doesn't mean that it has to be bad. It just means that you have to adapt in a different way. Whew. Yeah, that's what your heart wants. That's what your heartfelt desire is right now. So let's move on to how you can achieve this desire. Wait, actually, let's be a little bit more clear on the question. I guess we're gonna ask what do you need to realize for these emotions to process? What do you need to realize for these emotions to process? Oh, thank you. That's so funny. Fun. We have the card fun. The affirmation is, I nurture myself. The practical step is to have fun. Give yourself a break. Stop working so hard and have some fun. You don't want to be so busy earning a living that you forget to live. You need to nurture yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. How would you like to have some fun? Visit an amusement park, go to a restaurant, take a vacation, jump on a trampoline, attend a concert, go hiking with friends, ride a horse, play music. The list is endless. Have fun. So yeah, so in order for you, like the practical step for you to really process these emotions is to have fun. It's to kind of be able to choose to put yourself in a state where you can, other than overthinking and overanalyzing, where you can take a break and do what you enjoy and have pleasure in life, because it's going to be easier for you to kind of process all the repressed emotions that you've had so far in life, and whatever you may be going through with this choice that's involved. It's going to be easier for you to make that decision once you let go of having to make that decision. And I know that sounds so paradoxical, and that sounds so like, you know, it doesn't sound like what you want to be doing right now, like, you know, but if you have the time to just kind of take a break and take a second to like stop stressing over your decision making, and just take a second to just like enjoy yourself and enjoy life, and just like adapt to what's going on in your life right now. It's gonna really help you process the repressed emotions that might be plaguing you, and yeah, that might be kind of like restricting you with how you're deciding, you know. And it's just gonna give you a chance to emotionally process. I was watching a video the other day where like the thing that we need most to emotionally process things is space and time. Just like time to enjoy ourselves and do something physical, and like go for a walk and not listen to anything, or like hang out with friends and just like talk about like what's going on in our life without having to like make it so serious, you know. Like sometimes it's really nice to just go through the motions and go through life by understanding that it's okay to take a break and to enjoy life once in a while, and it's okay and it's necessary, and it's very necessary to do that in order for you to process your emotions, you know. Like in order for you to really connect and to make decisions, you have to be able to process your emotions. And how do you do that is by giving yourself space and time to really enjoy yourself and nurture yourself and give yourself some care and love, you know. Like think about where you grew up, and if you had the privilege of growing up with parents, or having like supportive loved ones to take care of you, like if seeing how that they didn't make everything so serious all the time, you know, seeing that like you had support systems that even though they might have been stressed, like they could have like put that stress on you, but they chose for you to enjoy your life and not like be that stress, and they chose to play with you, and they chose to enjoy the time they had with you, because that's really important in being able to go about life and go about it in a healthy and safe way. You know, if we don't have enough fun in our life, then it could really dampen our soul and our reasons for living. So just tap back into nurturing yourself and having fun and not stressing too much about the decision you make, because in the end the decision you make will be the one that's for you, and it will be for your best learning experience, whatever decision you make. You know, there's no right or wrong in it. It's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out. So it's okay to just like take a break from the stress of all that and just like be able to emotionally process it through having fun. Okay, we're just gonna get 2 last cards for some self-care. Oh my gosh, that was so fast. can just have one more card. Divine Source for pile 3. Just one more card, please. Oh, okay. We got 2, so we're gonna take 2. Interesting. Wow, that's intense. So you got two fire messages. You have connect with fire as well as burning bowl ritual. So you also have soak in a bath. So in terms of some self-care things that you can do right now, some practical things you can do right now for your Saturn and Pisces, time is to really just connect with fire and to let go of your emotions. What I'm seeing is like a bonfire. Like obviously I'm seeing a bonfire in this, but I'm seeing a very lively and a very fun bonfire. Like gathering your closest friends and going to a safe environment where you can light a big fire and just like having music to jam out to and having drinks there that you all enjoy and just being able to just kind of vibe and being able to really energetically release any of the repressed emotions, any of the anxieties, the fears, the anger, the hurt that you might have been going through, and taking the time to write something down and letting that go in the fire. And if you can't write something down, just losing yourself to the experience of being with your friends and having a good time and giving yourself that break from the decisions, you know? Like escapism isn't the worst thing. It's actually very helpful for moments like these when all we can think about is overanalyzing the decisions we have on life. And you know, it's nice to take a break. It's nice to just relax and smell the roses and enjoy life, you know? Like, and if you don't want to hang out with anyone right now, if you really just feel like being alone, soaking yourself in a bath or even a shower is going to be really helpful for you. And just taking the time to just like relax and nurture yourself and give yourself the time and space in order for you to process these heavy emotions and let them go through you. That will really help you make your decision. That will really help you understand what you need to do. Whew. Okay. That was a really intense one. I am sending you so much fun energy your way, so much enjoyment and life-giving energy so that you can, you know, just not feel so stressed about the decisions you have to make right now, and you can connect back to yourself. I'm sending that all to you. I'm sending you so much love and joy and happiness and fun. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, or evening, whenever you may be watching this. Yeah, please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please comment down below if it resonated, and please subscribe. And I really hope to see you in the next video. Take care, loved one. You got this. Yeah. Have fun. Hey pile 4, if you chose this pile 4 timestamp, then this is your reading. So first we're just gonna get into your energies and get into what you may be going through right now, and then we're gonna get into the Saturn and Pisces messages for you, where it's like what is your heartfelt desires, and as well as how you can achieve those desires and the practical steps you can take in order to do that. Woo! Yeah, okay. So, you have skywriting the Fates as your card. It's card number 49. This is definitely feeling like my spiritual pile. This definitely feels like my Piscean, dreamy, you know, like fairy oriented pile. And yeah, there's just so much symbology here and so much spiritual energy coming from this one card alone, you know? Yeah. Anyways, okay. We're just gonna get into the card. So you might be going on a spiritual awakening, and you might be really diving deep into who you are and like your spiritual ascension process, and what that kind of means, like what it can mean, because it means different things to different people. So you can be going through the dark night of the soul, or you can be going through you can be going through just spiritual ascension. You can be going through spiritual rituals. You can be in the astral realm quite heavily. You could be doing a lot of inner work. So you can be going through therapy right now. You can be doing a lot of journaling as well. Yeah, you're just really in the space of diving deep into the unknown. That's how it feels. Okay. Skywriting. The fates, that which we cannot change, non-judgment. It is written in the sky that you have a destiny. You are being invited to explore certain aspects of life unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy, paved with gold and littered with diamonds, nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It is just your path, with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you are faced with, every single aspect of your life is perfect in its imperfection, not good or bad, neither in flow nor blocked, this nor that. See your life as a series of opportunities rather than an obstacle course. Once you master the skill of non-judgment, you open to the power of curiosity, unencumbered by the burdens of yesterday's fear as you look ahead into the potential of the future. Yes, you still need to be brave. Right now, you are facing a critical moment in time with an opportunity to meet your fate, a choice point where you expand your influence and your capacity for abundance, love, and purposeful action. Now is the moment to leap into it, whether it be a heart connection, a call to creativity, or a new identity in your work or another area of life, with all your heart and soul. Your success is surely written in the stars. In order to bring your destiny to fruition, you must jump into the adventure with both feet and do your part. Lovely. That's a lovely card to have. This is, wow, this really does feel like a Saturn and Pisces card, because like, it's like, oh, this is what's written in the stars for you, and you may be doing a lot of spiritual work right now in order for you to have this leap of faith into your destiny, basically. Like, yeah. So right now you are putting in the work. So yeah, so what I'm getting is energetically right now you are putting in the work spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically in order for you to achieve your goals and achieve your purpose. And you are really being responsible over the actions you take in life, and you are someone who's leaping into this new beginning, but you're doing it with much stability. You're doing it with much, you have a good head on your shoulders. Even though you're spiritual and you're doing the work, like, you have a good head on your shoulders. And like, that's the thing, like with spirituality, you kind of have to be grounded at some points. Like, you have to kind of know how to take care of yourself, and you're doing that so well. We're doing little claps for you, like brava, brava. So yeah, like have a nice pat on the back, because you're doing the work, and this is just confirmation that what you're doing right now, you're on the right track, and it's just part of your fate. This is part of your destiny, and like you're aligning with what's needed right now. That's so refreshing. I love that. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're actually gonna pull different cards for you. And we're pulling it out of the Good Karma Tarot deck. So good karma is definitely coming your way. Although although you're kind of above that. You're kind of above seeing things for good and bad. You're really someone who understands that you understand what non-duality is like. You understand you can go above the good and bad, you know? That there is no good and bad. There just is, you know? There's just being. Ooh. And yeah, you're my spiritual pile. 100%. 100%. Okay, so what messages do you have for pile number 4? Saturn and Pisces. Okay. Yeah, that's... Okay. So you first got the Hanged Woman. You have 4 of Coins in reverse, as well as the Empress. And to have 2 major arcana cards is pretty basically like, it's a nice confirmation that what you're going through is very much your destiny. And to have the 4 of Coins in reversed is a great confirmation that you're doing the work in order to get to where you need to go. So pomegranates. Okay, so you are the pile that understands that the spiritual is also social. Like, and I'm getting the reminder of Greta Thunberg right now, how she's protesting against wind turbines in Norway, I believe, because she realizes that the people of the land, the indigenous communities there, are being entrenched upon, and they are being disrespected because where they want to put the wind turbines is on sacred land, and is on land that's used for hunting and for recreation and for their community, and it's not being respected the way it needs to be respected. So that's what I'm kind of getting from you. So when it comes to what your most heartfelt desire is just is someone who can help humanity by progressing into a way where people have more compassion and understanding for each other, and that people are being respected for their spiritual beliefs and for their ancestral generational rights, and that your heartfelt desire is very like understanding, you know, like you have a space in which you can kind of see all perspectives of what's going on in the world, and you're just taking note of what's being shown to you, and you're just being very receptive of what your heart's being shown to you. Wow, like Can I have more details? Okay. You have the Queen of Wands the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands. Yeah, so me saying the Queen of Wands might just be like another confirmation. Like, you are someone who can emotionally balance yourself and then also put that into practice and put your passions into practice. So with the Queen of Wands, oh my god, I keep saying Queen of Wands, but the Queen of Cups is the thing that's being shown. Sorry, apologies. But it just kind of, you might be like a fire sign. You might be like a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I'm missing one. I feel like I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. Oh my god. Oh, am I? No, I think it's just Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. If I'm missing one, oh my god. Like, that's... No. Yeah, it's Leo. It's just Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So you might be one of those signs. That might be your sun, rising, or moon sign. And that's why it's coming through so heavily. But what spirit and divine source wants to get through to you right now when it comes to your heart desires is that you're really emotionally attuned to who you are and what you want, regardless of what anyone else wants. Like, how do I say this? Okay, that didn't feel right. It's more like you're attuned to what you're spiritually in need of, and that comes through your emotions quite heavily. And I just want to get a little bit more of a confirmation of the Six of Wands. Please, divine source, just give me a bit more. Thank you. And then we got Seven of Wands in reverse. So, okay. With that, it's like you're progressing towards what's needed right now. And it feels like sometimes you might not feel like you're doing what's necessary, but believe me, you are. This kind of feels like having diaspora, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but having the feeling of being someone who is at a distance from their home country, like, for example, I was born and raised in Canada, but my ancestral lineage is in the Philippines. And so I have diaspora when it comes to understanding my ancestral language and my practices and culture and stuff like that. And that doesn't mean that I can't feel for my community back home, and that doesn't mean that I don't have the same grievances towards the atrocities that some other countries sometimes put on my homeland. Like, there's still a very big identification of where you've come from and where you're going. So, like, I was at a poetry meeting yesterday, and it was talking a lot about this, and making art for art's sake and making art for purpose as well, and being able to kind of understand that your heavy emotions when it comes to these very big societal changes and these really big societal movements is valid and is important. Like, you might not be in the war right now. There are multiple wars going on in the world, so I don't want to restrict where it is, but like, you don't have to be in that scenario in order to feel the way you feel. And what your heart's desire is most off right now is being able to create and being able to emotionally put yourself in creative positions so you can process these emotions, and that you don't have to feel like you have to like, it doesn't have to be in your control, you know, like it will play out the way it needs to play out. Like the Fates card is, it's going to play out regardless. What you're doing right now is perfect because you are taking control of what's happening in your life, and you're able to process your emotions the way that's most needed for you right now. And you're tapping into your highest good and your highest, not good, but like your highest potential by being able to recognize where you're at right now and recognizing what you can do in your situation. Like, you might not be able to be at the protest, but it doesn't mean that you can't make a poem about it. It doesn't mean you can't make a painting over it. It doesn't mean you can't post about it, you know? Like, you're doing what you need to do to emotionally go through these world events, these collective changes, and things that you can't control or change, things that are decided by fate. You are doing what you're needed to be doing right now, and that's what your heart really wants to tell you, is that like, keep it up, keep doing all that you need to in order to process through it, because that's what's going to be most helpful right now. And like, just recognizing that you can't change the world, but you can change what's in your control is something that's what you're really living by. So yeah, again, congratulations, and like, very much a pat on the back from Divine Source and Spirit right now. Okay, we're just gonna do a couple messages. I guess not this one. We're gonna do a couple messages from this 52 Ways to Beat Stress pack. Because your pile's a lot different than the other piles. Your pile is dealing more with how the spiritual is social, and you're the pile that's like, who understands that there are things that are in your control, but there are also things that aren't in your control, and what you can do best for you right now is to do what you need for yourself. And one way is by learning to say no. Learn to say no to other people's requests if appropriate, in order to reserve enough time and energy to live calmly. Think twice about giving into the wants of others, and avoid sacrificing your own quality time by overcommitting. You also have positive programming. Just before you fall asleep, your brain resonates at a unique frequency that is more impressionable compared to a fully alert state. Take advantage of this and feed your mind with calming suggestions that will encourage you to start the next day without stress. Okay, so in terms of just keeping up with your practices, just being able to protect your energy. That's why we have the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands in reverse right now, is because you're not someone who's fighting off a lot of people, nor are you someone who's trying to comfort and be with a lot of people right now. Like, you're just someone that's really like within yourself and who's really taking care of yourself and your needs, but you're not doing that selfishly. You're doing that out of a way where you're contemplating and receiving the growth and the lessons that you need to, and you're doing that really well. Again, you're doing this so well. Like, this is just a wonderful like reading to just confirm that you're on the right track, and what you're doing is like mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. It's perfecto. Yeah, so in terms of positive programming, like if you just need like a little bit like more of a way to de-stress, just like taking some time before bed to kind of give yourself good mantras. Not good, but like give yourself mantras that will really help soothe you and help de-stress you and will encourage you to live the way you want to live, and just keep doing. It's really just keep doing what you're doing. Like that's the main message of this. It's just keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is perfect right now, and not how do I word this better? What you're doing is in alignment to not only your own life, but to the larger community around you and the larger unseen world of what fate brings. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that from this reading, but like, yes, go you, go girl, or go boy, go non-binary person, like, you know, like I'm so proud of you, and Spirit and Source is so proud of you, and you're doing you, you know, you're keeping to yourself, but you're doing that in a healthy way. Like, you're not doing it in a possessive way, you're doing it in just like a very healthy way. And I'm just here to remind you, yeah, that you don't have to engage with arguments online, you don't have to engage with self-soothing or ego boosting as well. Like, you're just doing you, you're just doing your practice, and you recognize that like you're doing it for your best self, and I'm here for it. Yes. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're just gonna get one more message just for a practical way for self-care for pile 4 during this time. What is pile 4? What can pile 4 do to self-care during this time? Okay, I'm doing one more until I cut the deck. Okay, thank you. I have the card Connect with Fire. So if you're into fire magic, or if you like bonfires, if you like to just like do this safely, obviously do this safely. Do this with the proper gear, do this with the proper environments, and have the safety precautions you need in order to connect with fire, because that's what's really wanting to come through when it comes to your spiritual practice. And the fact that I said Queen of Wands like a couple of times just kind of confirms that there's a fiery energy that wants to connect with you right now at this time for your spiritual practice. And you know, if you feel called to do that, then amazing. Amazing. But yeah, so basically your reading is you're doing a great job. Keep up the spiritual work. It's really helping the social and greater community. And you know, don't feel bad about doing your thing, because you're doing your thing and you're doing it perfectly. You're doing it to your highest good, and you're doing it to the best timeline that you can, really. I'm trying not to say this like in a dualistic manner, but again, communication is kind of hard in English when most of our communicative ways is dualistic. So please try to just like take this as it resonates for you. And yeah, I hope these messages were confirming and that they resonated, and that you feel a congratulatory sense of peace, because you really deserve it. You really deserve it, Baba. Yes. Okay, yeah. Like, go buy yourself like a cheesecake, or like, or a treat, or like have yourself like a cute little treat, because you really deserve it for all the work you've been putting in. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to take too much of your time, so we're gonna end it here. And I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And if you watched through to the end, because you didn't need to, but you did anyways. So thank you. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please comment down below if it resonated. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I really enjoyed being in your energy. So thank you for letting me read for you today. My rainbow child, my beautiful soul, my bundle of joy. Yeah, I hope you take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.